Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. Welcome to the channel if this is your first time. This is a very general kind of show and tell thing. Part of a library tour if you like. It's a little bit different because it's just one author. But it's not massive, so you'll see a video, or if you want to, you can see a video of Stephen King books I've got, which is over 60 books. So that's not like that. This is much, much, much smaller. But I thought it'd be nice to champion this author because it's not necessarily someone that you'd expect me to champion, as I read mostly speculative fiction. So science fiction, horror, fantasy, weird stuff. He is not like that at all. This is literary fiction. I don't often read literary fiction, but this is an author I really, really, really like. But there's a couple of big books I haven't read yet, but I've got them, but I haven't read them yet. Big sort of masterworks, big like important moments in his career. So I'm not complete as a reader yet, but I've got a nice little collection of his books. So I thought I'd just show you what I've got and tell you the ones I've read and give you my opinion about them. And then there's a weird surprise at the end, which I never would have expected to see. But I'd love to know your opinions about this man, John Steinbeck. Obviously seen as a sort of grandmaster of fiction in America. He's up there with Mark Twain. I like him more than Mark Twain. He's my favourite non-speculative fiction author. And I've read, I don't know, about half a dozen books. I don't know, maybe you can rack them up. I have a little game, rack them up as I talk. But what I'm going to do is I'll just talk about my two favourites first. Then I'll talk about some of the others I've read and some of the others I've got that I haven't read. And then I'll talk about the two big ones, which I haven't read yet. And I was going to read one of them last year. I just didn't get to it. And then the weird one at the end. All right. So John Steinbeck. This is my favourite. Cannery Row. I really like this book. I thought it was a beautiful book. It's quite downbeat, as I think you could say a lot of his stuff is. But very evocative and ultimately just a portrait of a small town, I guess. But the characters are really interesting. And yeah, I really liked it. So Cannery Row is my favourite John Steinbeck. There we go, that's my copy. I had a different one as well, but I ended up getting rid of it because I don't need to have tons of copies of these things. I'm just about to show you two copies I've got of the next book. But yeah, Cannery Row, I quite like this copy. It's very small and it's like a dinky, beautiful thing. Okay, the big one. I mean, not the big one in size, but the one that everyone knows, Of Mice and Men. Of Mice and Men. I like this little series, this Pan series. I've got loads in this Pan series, and I might just kind of get them as I see them, even if I've got them already, kind of thing. I might do that with some of these. But anyway, Of Mice and Men is an absolute incredible piece of work. It's not very long. You can literally read it in a day. It's very, very short, but it's so brilliant. It's so powerful. You would never forget the characters, Lenny and George. They'll stay with you forever. And yeah, it's absolutely amazing. And actually, this might be one of the books that's been banned. And if so, I'm quite happy to read it again and do a video about it. But yeah, Of Mice and Men. It's quite a creative cover, but I don't like it that much. It's a bit of too vague, maybe. I don't know. It's pretty, but I don't really like it. I prefer that one, but I don't necessarily like either of these particularly much. But I do like the kind of the typeface design on this one, as well as the others in that series. So anyway, Of Mice and Men, amazing, absolutely amazing. And then this next one I haven't read yet, and I really should do, but I love this version of it as well. It's a Pan book, Sweet Thursday. It's in the same universe, if that's the right way of saying it, as Cannery Row. Seems weird to say that when you're not talking about speculative fiction, but it's in the same world, same characters, and yeah, this is supposed to be really good as well. I haven't read it yet. I could read that soon, actually. Sweet Thursday. Tell me what you think of that. I bet some of you have read this one, but I was really pleased to see it. I really like this version of it. There's something really cool about it. Very, I I don't know. There's a lot going on in the picture. You know, she's basking in the sunlight. They're walking down the road beside her. It's just really cool, the positioning of it and that. So yeah, nice one. Okay, so some of the ones I'll tell you what, I can put out the ones I have read first. I'll do that. Okay, so these three I have read. There's another one, The Moon is Down, I think it's called. I've read that as well, but I haven't got that. I got that out of the library. So, The Red Pony. I like this. According to Goodreads, maybe, somebody recently I noticed didn't like this much. Might be a general opinion on Goodreads, or it might have been I was watching someone talk about this book and didn't like it. I can't remember. But I really liked it. It's a very, as a lot of his books are, it's very family orientated, but it's got this sort of developing plot I think is quite compelling. So The Red Pony is one of them there. And then The Pearl, so again in the same kind of edition, Penguin edition. The Pearl is like a bit different, I think, for John Steinbeck, because it's like a moralistic kind of fable about, well, is it greed? Desperation that turns into greed in a way. But it's just the misuse of good luck, good fortune. And I really like that story. I think it's really, really good. But I like the old fable. Sort of Twilight Zone episode. And then In Dubious Battle, which was quite good. And again, very down-to-earth, real, tangible, realistic situation and characters, and is quite gritty, I think, this one. So yeah, John Steinbeck's In Dubious Battle. And then I've also got Burning Bright, which I was going to read last year and I didn't get to it. So Burning Bright, which looks like it's got a circus plot, but I don't know, I haven't read it yet. Let's have a look. When the bodies of man and woman meet in love, there is a promise, sometimes so deep buried that thinking does not comprehend. A sharp promise that a child may be the result of this earthquake and this lightning. Nothing about a circus yet. This each body promises the other. Powerful human drama of two men, one sterile of body, one sterile of mind, and a woman capable of any lie or cheat or violence for her husband's happiness. Sounds cool. I mean, quite often, well, I think with these Pan books, the cover does relate to the book, so it probably is that sort of thing. But anyway, what does it say here? Steinbeck is a very human writer. Uninhibited, bawdy, compassionate, inquisitive, deeply intelligent. Absolutely. So yeah, Burning Bright. Have you read that one? This was weird. The Winter of Our Discontent. So I haven't read that one, but again, I think it's probably similar to In Dubious Battle and The Moon is Down in its tone. But The Winter of Our Discontent is another one. And then there's The Short Reign of Pippin the Fourth, which I need to read this because this looks really different. So I'll read the back. A delightful, sparkling comedy. Yeah, I just said, I'll say it again. A delightful, sparkling comedy which displays a wonderful new vein of Steinbeck's genius. It's the madcap story of a little Frenchman who did not want to be king, of his film-mad and bosomy daughter Clotilde, and of his chief advisor, a wise nun who learned about life as a nude in the Folie Bergère. What? The Short Reign of Pippin the Fourth. I need to read this because clearly it's not like normal stuff that you get from him. There's that one. Very strange appearance there. So the two big ones that everyone knows about probably, but I haven't got to yet. East of Eden. I haven't read East of Eden yet. This was on a read along that MJ did last year, and I didn't get to it. I was, to be honest, I knew I wouldn't get to it, so I was going to read something shorter for the Summer of Steinbeck idea. And even though I haven't read this, I'm really pleased to have it. So I'm ready to go whenever I can get to it, you know, because that's why you keep these books. So I'm ready to go, but I don't want to read this until I've read Grapes of Wrath. So for me, I think it's not enormous, but I think because it's quite heavy, I think, from what I know of it, I think it's going to take me a while. And I don't want to rush it because I love the way he writes. I love his prose. I love his language. I think it's beautiful. So I do want to read this properly and leisurely. So this might take me a while, but I really want to read it, and I expect to really like it. I won't be surprised if I don't. So we'll see. But the Grapes of Wrath. And then to finish this off, this quite a short video about John Steinbeck, just his stuff. I'll do one another time about the books in more general. Maybe do a few book reviews or a little clump them together or something, my favourites or something. But this is weird. I couldn't believe this when I found this. This is actually the John Steinbeck. It's definitely the John Steinbeck. There's a picture of him at the back. The Acts of King Arthur and His Noble Knights. From the Winchester manuscripts of Thomas Mallory. Yeah, this is a book about King Arthur by the John Steinbeck. Absolutely amazing. So yeah, I didn't know this existed. Did you know this existed? Is there anything I've not included? Is there like a John Steinbeck book that you think, oh my God, Gareth, you've got to read this if you haven't read this one? Clearly, there's some really important books there that I haven't read yet. I need to read Sweet Thursday very quickly because I like Canterbury Row so much. But I need to read that bizarre one, the comedy, Madcap comedy, and I need to read the two big ones. So anyway, let me know what your favourites are and if there's anything I missed out. Thanks a lot for watching. Stay curious, everybody.